Stay away from. A lot of my patients are vegetarians or vegans that come with health issues, but they're consuming like soy chicken and soy tofu and real burger and true burgers and all these meat alternatives that are genetically modified for the most part, and they're as toxic as the industrial meat, companies or farming.
Yeah.
Because I'm a vegetarian, I mean, I don't eat meat, but because I know what to eat that gives me plant-based protein, I don't need those fake meat, fake burgers. So you want to stay away from these GMO foods. You want to stay away from these kind of, artificially made burgers and hot dogs and sausage. I mean, come on.
So what else?
You want to
So you said fresh food, which you cook yourself. So would you say vegetables, then like citrus?
Okay,
fruit,
so here's the
fruit.
thing.
Just basically
So
all kinds
here's
of
the-
fruit. And then you have nuts and lentils.
Nuts and seeds and lentils, yes. Mung beans is the best lentil. And other kinds of lentils, the smaller lentils it is, the better digested. Because a lot of people say, well, I am vegetarian, but when I have all these lentils and beans, I have gas, I have bloating. Small lentils, soak them. Soak them before you cook them, at least for 12 hours in a lot of water, and then strain the water. But mung beans are the best. You don't even need to soak them. It won't give you gas. It won't give you bloating. You can even sprout them. And all those beans, like garbanzo beans, are great. Soak them, sprout them, then cook them.
Yeah.
Then that gas thing, that bloating thing will go away. Plant-based protein is the best. Sprouts, nuts and seeds. And some of the nuts, it's best that you soak them also, like walnuts and almonds. Not that it's bad that you have it if it's not soaked, but there, in Ayurveda, there are certain type of digestive problems in Vata people. Vata is the combination of air and space, and they have a tendency for gas, bloating, and constipation and dryness. And so for them, it's best to soak those.
Yeah. What about the skin of the almonds? Is it true that it's toxic and it should be removed?
I mean, it is best to remove it, but if you also roast them with salt and lemon, that would also take some of that toxicity away.
I see.
So for some people, roasting it is fine. For some people, if you get a lot of gas and you have chemical sensitivity, also taking the skin away is also beneficial. And soaking it in salt. Soak in salt water.
Yeah. Okay.
That also takes.
So what else? I mean, that's pretty much what I eat, what you just said. And I stay away totally from junk food. And I also try and not eat any carbohydrates, like no bread and biscuits and things like that. I make my own bread from spelt.
There we go.
And what else I wanted to ask you? So
the more your bread is, the less refined it is, the less processed it is, and less enriched, the better. So when you go to the supermarket, to the shelf for bread, you don't want to get enriched with vitamin this and what. You don't want to get that. If it says refined, you want sprouted breads. You don't want refined carbohydrates. So carbohydrates have a bad rap because of the food industry that has refined them, enriched them, and processed them. But the old-fashioned breads that weren't refined, they had their sprouts in them, they were okay. You understand? They weren't bleached to be white bread, etc. They weren't highly processed. If you can make your own food, bread at home, great. The Indian tradition, also in Ayurveda, we make our own thin bread, like, very thin bread, by actually soaking either rice or mung beans. You soak it overnight, and then you grind it with water also to make it like the doughy kind of consistency. And then, not very doughy, but it's like liquidy still. And then you get a pan, and like pancakes or like, how do you call it? Like crepes.
Yeah.
You make the pan a little oily, like with ghee. Ghee is best oil to cook with. And it's purified butter. Ghee is purified butter. And so then you fry this on the pan, and you have your thin bread. And it's either from sprouted mung beans that have been soaked and grinded to like a consistency with water, or rice.
Like you make a batter, like you make pancakes, and then just fry them.
Like a batter.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So what about dairy products?
Yeah. So dairy, the most natural it is, the less processed it is, the better.
Like what?
So all these American cheeses like that are hard, or European that are hard, and like those are not good. Cheese that is soft is best, like feta cheese type thing.
Or cottage
like
cheese.
In the middle.
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, yeah. Cottage cheese, but it should be organic, and it should not be like from farms that are putting antibiotics and hormones in the cows and things like, whatever. So you have to really, so the dairy that is soft, feta or goat soft cheese that is,
and milk?
Goat cheese that
what
is,
about cow's milk?
It has to be raw.
What do you mean raw?
Unpasteurized. Unpasteurized.
Where can you buy that?
Well, in the US, Sprout sells raw milk. The store called Sprout. And farms, you could maybe, I don't know in Israel if there are farms that will sell you raw milk.
I don't know. I just prefer to stay away from it. To stay away from milk altogether. Poor cows.
Right, and absolutely. But milk also became this bad thing because of the way it's produced. But in the old ages, in traditional ways, you had free roaming ranging cows that were really the members of your family. You would share the calf, that was, getting the cow from getting the milk from the cow, but you didn't take the calf away and kill it and sell it and then, and then inject hormones and all of that. It was so natural, and it wasn't pasteurized or homogenized. That process kills all the live enzymes in the milk, and so therefore people become lactose intolerant.
What's that?
There is no such lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
people
I heard it. So many people are, and there's lactose-free